going on, guys? It's your boy AV Muya, and today's video is gonna be a story video. And before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about this gameplay. I went 26-6 in the end. The reason my score streaks are like that is because I just prestige and just had unlocked creative class, so I was taking that to my advantage, but not score streaks yet. So that's why my score streaks are like that. And it was a close game. It ended up being a clutch kill by one of my teammates. And yeah, at the end. So yeah, here we go. Today's story is going to be on how I got my 5th grade teacher fired from school. So the story starts around, the beginning of school. My teacher, seemed all nice, how like they always are. Because they always seem nice at the beginning of school. But 2 weeks in, they suck. Anyways, so after school one day, we started talking, and I asked her how much homework there was going to be, because in the past I've gotten a little overwhelmed with homework because I've been just been pounded out with homework. So I asked her how much homework there would be, and then she goes off on me. I'm not sure why, but she's just like, if you're going to ask this question, then I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you tons of homework. And I was sitting there like, okay. So the next day at school, she gives me 4 pages of homework. And no one else got homework. So I'm like, really? You're going to give me homework just for asking you a question on the, 10th day of school? So I thought that was a little stupid. So I went up to her and I said, you can't do that. You can't just give me homework because I asked you how much homework there was going to be throughout the school year and give no one else homework. If you're going to give me homework, you have to give everybody else homework. So I kind of went off on her, and she was like, all right, you have detention for back talking and all this nonsense and all this crap. So I just got so mad, I punched her in the face. And of course you're going to get expelled for punching a teacher. So I was expelled for 2 weeks. I got put into a formal school, and it was horrible. And the week I got back, it was a little bad between me and her, and it was horrible. I mean, it was horrible. It got pretty argumentative between us. All my friends were like, oh my god, dude, where you been? Dude, I thought you transferred, and all this nonsense. They're like, where you been? So, I didn't want to tell them I punched the teacher, but I pretty much had no choice. So I just told them I punched the teacher, and then it got around the whole school. So she called me in one day, and she was like, so why are you telling everybody you punched me, blah, 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 and things like this. So she's like, I'm going to give you another detention for it, because I told somebody that I punched her, and it's around the school now. So it gets around the school, yeah, and she's getting all pissy and sucking dick and all this nonsense. So I went to the principal, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry for punching Miss Wilbanks, that was her name, and all this nonsense. I apologize. They're like, oh, it's okay, just try to take your anger out on something else. And hold the story. This Dragonfire sequence, I think I got 8 kills from it. I'm not sure. If you want to, you can count, but I think I got around 8 or 7 kills. Anyways, so I was in the principal's office, talking to him and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, she's giving me tons amount of homework, and she's giving me detention for spreading the fact that I punched her, and I just told my friend. He's like, all right, I'll call her and tell her to chill out with all that, things like that. So I took it to my parents because it kept going and going and going. I took it to my parents. My parents had, I don't know, maybe 2-hour long conversation with my principal talking about Mrs. Wilbanks, and it was horrible. They were screaming and yelling. It was bad, bad, bad. And so Mr. Denning, my principal, the next morning asked me to come into his office. I go into his office all casual, like, blah, blah, blah. We started talking about Miss Wilbanks and all of this. So at that point, I was just mad as crap because the principals and things like that. I get a nice little coffee right there. Principals weren't doing anything about it. They were just saying like, well, she's a teacher, she can do that. Well, I think it's a little effed up if you're going to give somebody detention for something that's spread that you didn't want to, and then you're going to give tons amount of homework to for asking how much homework there's going to be at the beginning of the school year. So I started a petition because nobody liked Mrs. Wilbanks. She was a 70-year-old bitch. No one liked her. So I started a petition, and I wanted to see how many people I could get to sign it because I wanted her out of our school badly. So I ask, I go around school, I'm asking people if they wanted to sign it to get her fired, and then about 7 people signed in the first 10 minutes I'm asking, and then the principal finds out, calls me into this place, I get expelled again. So that's 2 times in one school year. That normally gets you to a referral school and a police station. But they didn't, and they put me in another school that was even worse than the first one for a month. So I got back, they're all, oh my god, it's like transferred, all my friends, things like that, blah blah blah. So I just kept going with the petition thing, and I mean, they weren't gonna tell me that I was gonna stop. They told me that I had to stop. I wasn't. So whatever. And then it ended up getting enough signs for my teacher to get fired, and I was happy as crap. So yeah. So that's how my 5th grade teacher got fired, and I hope you guys liked this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.